What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. Now, recapping the weekend, guys, we did have our first losing week in probably the past like 5 weeks, I would say. So that's unfortunate, but as you guys know, I'm very transparent and I'm going to come on here whether we win or lose, and I really say the same thing. Like whether we have a 30 unit day, I'm saying the same stuff. When we have a losing weekend or a losing day, I'm going to also say the same stuff. So it's because you don't want to get emotional in betting, right? You'll see here every single weekend, guys, is this little like hump formations that we have gone up. So this is the past 30 days of betting, by the way, and you'll see in the past 30 days we are still up more than 100 units in the past 30 days. Okay, so you'll see it sorted by a month here. Past 30 days, you'll see this weekend is right here. We do take a little bit of a dip here, but again, this is the exact graph. This is exactly what it looks like being a profitable bettor, right? You're not going to go up every day. You're not going to go up every week, right? It is a journey about controlling your emotions. So, I'll just say this. If you're ever watching anyone on YouTube or you're following people on Twitter that are giving out plays, whatever it is, and they can't actually show you their profit loss and they can't actually show you their record, then they're probably, full of it, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm here every day, going to show you guys, be very transparent about my wins and losses. And, let's hop into kind of how the weekend went. So first and foremost, you'll see a lot of green on the board. And I will say there's probably a lot of other entries that I didn't take screenshots of because I just can't fit it all in one screen. But really the story of the weekend is we had a ton of 3 out of 4s, which are probably the most frustrating ones to lose just because everything is set up, everything is good to go, it looks really good, and then you have one guy that doesn't do very well or one guy that overperforms or something. This one's super frustrating yesterday. Matthew Stafford gets one more pass attempt than he needed, and he does go over on his line here, right? Because he just kept passing the ball. They just would not stop passing the ball in that game. Dalton Kincaid also on the Bills yesterday. It was really the NFL that we didn't do very well in just because we had a lot of setups for it. Not a lot, but we had some setups for it, but just barely missed on a lot of these. All 3 of these right here we had setups for, and they all missed by one guy. Jared Goff had an amazing game, gets over 300 yards in that game versus the Commanders. And then, like I said, with Dalton Kincaid, everyone on the Bills literally went under in that first half except Dalton Kincaid. So you could have chose anyone else and they would have went under. But, we chose Kincaid and it is what it is. CJ Carr, also very close one down here. I think he had like 200 plus pass yards at halftime and they just completely shut down the pass. It is what it is. That is what happens sometimes. We did take this one right here. That was a big 8.5x for us, and then we also took a couple of 3-mans as well. So we had some wins sprinkled in. There's probably a lot of entries that also look like this, where the correlation in NFL does hit, or the correlation in Counter-Strike does hit, but vice versa happens where the correlation in Counter-Strike or NFL does not end up hitting together, right? So if you guys don't know what we do a strategy called correlation, and here's a perfect example of that, right? Dylan Gabriel under, and then Cedric Tillman under. So if these guys underperform, if Dylan Gabriel underperforms, then his receivers are probably very likely to underperform as well. Now, if you look up here in the A&M game, if Marcel Reed does very well, then his number 1 receiver, Mario Carver, is probably also going to do very well, right? So this is the correlation strategy. You might see this graph and you might be like, oh, this guy's full of it. There's no way he's up 118 units, but it is because of this strategy alone that we are able to do this. It is a really amazing strategy and it pays off so well over the long term, right? Of course, you're going to run into some things like this where you get a lot of 3 out of 4s and things, unfortunately, don't go as planned, but over the long term, guys, you're pretty much guaranteed to win, and hopefully I do prove that on my channel. Now, getting into some more things, and then I have a ton of picks for you guys. I have a pick for Monday Night Football. I have a pick for the NBA in ONYX odds, and then I have 2 additional NBA plays for you guys. So it's going to be like 6 picks in total, so leave a like on the video for that. You should also leave a like and a comment on the video for the signed Jordan Addison jersey that I'm giving away in the month of November. Every single day that you come on here and like and comment, you guys will get an additional raffle ticket into this entry. So you need to like and comment if you do want to get a chance on this Jordan Addison jersey, this signed jersey by him right here. And yeah, really cool that I'm going to be able to do that and give back to you guys just a little bit there with that signed jersey. All right, so let's hop into the first pick of the day, and then if I can think of anything else, I'll also go over it. So the first pick of the day, guys, is going to be on ONYX odds. With ONYX odds, guys, if you spend just $10 on their platform today, you will get $100 in free picks. So you can bet with $100 in free picks this next week or whenever you want to use it, whether it's on the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, college football. You can bet with ONYX odds, and all of these purple states that you see right here is where ONYX odds is legal in. So it is legal in a ton of states, right? I'm in Texas. this. I know there's a lot of people obviously in probably California and Pennsylvania and Florida and Arizona, and ONYX odds is legal in all of those states right there. And you guys will additionally get $100 in free picks to work with on ONYX. So that is a complete no-brainer to sign up with. If you guys do want to sign up, you should text me the word ONYX to my number right here on the screen, and I'll get you guys signed up for ONYX odds with my code and pretty much walk you through the steps really simply there. So free $100 bill with ONYX odds. You guys can also sign up for Underdog. You guys can also sign up for Sleeper picks as well, and Sleeper's giving you a $20 bill, right? So these apps are handing you free money. It's like people on the street just hand you a free $20 bill, right? Of course you're going to take that, and you can use it to make additional money betting and stuff like that. This is going to be the pick on ONYX odds right here. We have Jalen Tyson to go under 3.5 player rebounds in this Cavs and Heat game. So this is going to be the play on ONYX. As I mentioned in the other video, guys, I started my ONYX journey probably like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. That's when I really started getting serious about sending out picks to the VIP. Send out about 2 to 3 picks every day. I actually did track it here, and we hit some of these. Some of these were actually video picks. I think this one I sent out on a video, Indiana, Penn State. Here's like an Almiron pick. Nonetheless, I mean, we went like 3 and 2 on ONYX, so pretty okay. What I was gonna say though is I started my ONYX journey. I had a couple of $100 in there, and I already have like $600 to $700 in ONYX picks, and I was able to go from a $20 bets to $30, $35, or $40 bets even on ONYX odds. So literally in the course of a month and a half, I'm already almost doubling the amount that I'm putting on these entries, because again, ONYX, it's kind of, I think of it as kind of just like a slow burn, right? It's nothing where you're going to hit these 10Xs. You can do parlays, but I more play these straight bets that are plus 100, plus minus 110, minus 120, and we've been doing very well on ONYX odds, all right, guys? So that is going to be the first pick of the day. The second pick of the day is going to be on PrizePicks. And then again, stick around till the end because I do have a couple of NBA plays for you guys, which have been doing really, really well. If you saw yesterday, or not yesterday, it was like Saturday's video, I posted that we had a 6-0 sweep. And it was because on Friday, we literally swept every single pick that I sent out. And I think 3 or 4 of them were because of the NBA plays that have been sent out. So we've been doing really well on the NBA as well, not just the NFL. So this is going to be the pick of the day on PrizePicks. As you guys can probably see, I'm taking a lot of unders, but I'm taking the unders in a very distinct manner, okay? I'm taking the unders in Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, and then I'm also taking the under in Emmanuel Wilson. And maybe for the first time ever on this channel, that's actually not true, but for one of the first times, we have a fully correlated 3-man entry. And let me talk about why these are so correlated. So we have Hurts, we have A.J. Brown. I think this one's probably very easy to explain. I think we can all agree that if Jalen Hurts does not have a very good game passing the ball, maybe only passes for 130 yards, maybe only passes for 150 yards, then it's unlikely that he's going to have one of those super deep balls to A.J. Brown, okay? I will also say with this entry, I'm either going to look really smart or really, really dumb, because the Eagles and the Packers, I think, are both teams that they either play like they're a Super Bowl contending team, or they play really, really bad and they struggle against like the Cowboys or something like that, okay? So with that being said, Jalen Hurts, I'm taking him under. A.J. Brown, I'm taking him under longest reception. Again, make sure to take this as longest reception. So if Jalen Hurts does not throw a really deep bomb to A.J. Brown, he's probably going to go under his line. Now, if Jalen Hurts does throw, let's just say a 60-yard bomb to A.J. Brown, that's going to instantly put Jalen Hurts like right here. Well, not there, but probably like right here. And that's going to obviously then hit A.J. Brown's over, and the under would not hit. So these things are very correlated together, whether you take them over or under. Now, additionally to this is less correlated, just being honest, but Emmanuel Wilson, one of the running backs on the Packers, I'm taking him under rush attempts, because if the Packers are behind in this game and the Eagles are ahead, the Eagles are not going to throw the ball very much, all right? The Eagles' number one strategy is to run the ball with Saquon, run the ball with Jalen Hurts, kind of get like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, get a tush push going, and just keep moving the chains. So if the Packers are playing from behind, they are not going to pass very much. They're not going to run very much. They're going to pass more because they're playing from behind, right? We've all seen it. When a team's down 7, 10, 14 points, they start passing a lot and they get away from the run game. They're pretty much forced to do so because the clock would run. So with that being said, if Eagles are winning, they are going to pass way less. They're going to pass way less, and the Packers are also going to pass way more and obviously run way less. Okay, so this is all correlated together. If the Eagles do end up winning this game, maybe they get out to an early lead and Jalen Hurts is still under his line, then this is really good for us, and all 3 of these things should fall into place like dominoes, okay? those are the plays of the day. ONYX, PrizePicks. Now let's get into some NBA plays that I also like. I forgot to go over this, but here were the plays on Saturday. Now we do go 4-4. So at the end of the day, not too big of a deal there. We hit 50%. I always try to hit 60%. So last weekend we did hit 60% on our plays, and that is what I like doing. But we go 4-4 here. I feel like the plays that we did hit were really easy hits, and then the plays that we missed were really close, right? Julian Lewis, this was probably my favorite play, I'll be honest, and he does go under. He does go over at 2 pass touchdowns, but I think it's honestly surprising he threw 2. Nico missed by like 6 yards or something, and then Parker Kingston actually had a fumble, which brought his fantasy score down to right around 9, but he really got like that 10.5 range if you take that fumble away from him. All right, so let's get into a couple of NBA picks. If you guys did stick around in this video and you guys have learned something, if you guys have taken value out of this video, again, I really appreciate it if you could go down and like this video. It helps me out a ton, and it'll just get my message and my channel out to more of you guys in the future. All right, so first pick of the day is actually Victor Wembanyama to go under 26.5 points in tonight's game versus the Bulls. There, I really like this. There, he's getting around like 22 to 23 points every night, and he kind of just does it all. He actually has gotten in some foul trouble recently too, so if he does get into foul trouble, they do like to take him out of the game. And then the second pick of the day, and this is going to be the last pick of today's video, guys, is Kayshawn George to go under 13.5 points in the game versus the Pistons. Pistons, good defense. Kayshawn George, I think, should probably get like maybe 12 to 13 points, but 13.5 is a little bit too high for him. And again, all these like 0.5 point differences really matter, okay? So try to get this at 13.5 if you can. I will say, if any of these bump with Jalen Hurts, actually, I really wouldn't. I would take bumps on these, but if Emmanuel Wilson bumps to 5 or even 4.5, then I would just go ahead and sub in one of these NBA players instead of them. Okay, so this is going to be the 2 guys on the NBA that I'm taking. This is the PrizePicks entry, and this is the ONYX entry, guys. Again, if you want to get into the VIP, it's super simple. You can pretty much get in not only for free, I'm paying you to do so by giving you $100 in free picks. Sign up with ONYX Odds, guys. It is super simple to do so. It takes you 5 minutes max. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.